Hey guys, in today's vlog, I'm gonna give you like hardcore concrete examples of how your inner intention gets shown from your external reality. So I did a vlog not too long ago about how everything starts with your inner intention, and your inner intention is your mind. It's your ego, or if you've put consciousness to the ego and have shifted energies around, then it's your true pure thoughts that are with the heart and the mind connection. So your inner intention starts everything. It all starts with a thought. Your mind creates the thought, your brain creates a thought, and then your body will react to the feeling that the thought has created. That's part two. And the third part is your outer reality. So Mother Nature will bring you what's required in order to get whatever it is done that you've started with the energy flow of your inner reality. Okay, so let me give you a quick example. I've got bird feeders around my house and I absolutely love it. And I've been thinking, so if you watch my Instagram stories, you will be familiar with a little hummingbird that sits on the wire. I'm looking, so she sits on the wires. I hope you guys can see, but there's like those electrical wires right there. So that is where she sits, okay? And I see her every morning. She's here like 3-4 times a day. So I have been, oh, my laundry. Let's just get that out of the frame. So I have been, I've been thinking, I was like, you know what? I want to get a hummingbird feeder for her. Now that has been on my mind for probably about a week and a half. What I did do was I did put action into my thought, and I went and bought hummingbird. It's like this special kind of water from the bird food store in White Rock. So I bought that, but I couldn't find a feeder that I liked. So another week has passed by. The water is sitting in the kitchen, but I haven't found a feeder. But I look at this hummingbird and I absolutely adore her. And I've been adoring her since I first moved into this house. I think she was the first animal that caught my eye when I moved here. She was just something that she makes me happy when I see her. So, okay, so inner intention, okay, has been just get the feeder. I want to feed this bird, give to this bird. So a couple days ago, I'm sitting outside with my computer, and I'm working outside. It's a really nice day, and all of a sudden I hear this like this weird sound, and I'm like, is that the bird? So I look this way because that's where the bird feeder is. I look over and I'm like, no, there's no birds there. And I have another one on this side, so I was like, no, there's nothing here. But I keep hearing the ee, and it's to the point where, you know, I don't know, I was like, what the heck? And I'm kind of looking just in the middle. Like sometimes this vision, these eyes and these ears, they're not the five senses. This is such a great example of the five senses are not all everything. So I'm hearing and I'm looking, but what do we do when we're looking? We just look. We're very narrow. These eyes do not give us a full 360 ever, right? So I'm doing what humans we do. So I'm kind of looking like, don't see anything. Go back to my work, start working. The noise keeps coming. Then something in my mind, in my intuition was like, look up. So then I look up and there is the hummingbird, and she's like flying. You know how they fly so fast and they don't kind of move? They're like suspended and kind of stuck at that place, and they look so beautiful. She's like she's basically talking to me, and I'm like, and when, like for me, when I'm in a really significant experience, now I know my body so well, my mind and body, the coordination, I know my reaction. Like when I saw the bird, my reaction was like, what the fuck? Like, and I know right away what that does for me when my mind goes completely off and quiet. And at that moment when I do this, I'm like, because you're in shock, and I'm just looking at the bird and I can see her. I'm like, I'm in something. I need to really be present and experience this to the fullest. So I just looked at her, and I was kind of scared to move because I thought she would get scared, but she was going nowhere. So all of a sudden she's chirping. I'm in this zone of like, oh my God. So then she goes, you know how fast they are? I feel like I just blinked and she was gone. And she went, pew, and I was like, oh, okay, she's gone. Didn't think anything of it. A second later, she like came back up that same place, and she stood there and she's like chirping at me, and I just was like, okay. So then I, like a lunatic, I started talking to her, and I was like, you are so beautiful. I look at you every day. I literally, okay, my son thought I was insane. So then Armand comes to the window and he's like, what? And then he's looking at the bird. Then she like dips again, and I'm like, okay, now you've ruined it. She's gone. Then she comes up one more time and she's doing the same thing, and he was in shock. I'm in shock. Now this is the third time she's done this, okay? So obviously I was still like, what? Like, oh my God. Okay. Then she flies over, and I have more like electrical wire on this side right by me. She sits and she's staring, she's looking at us, and she's like chirping. And now I'm like having a full-on conversation with her. And this lasted probably 3 or 4 minutes, and then she left. It was such a beautiful experience, and I was so present to it. At the time, I didn't realize this, but afterwards, when I was reflecting on it, I'm like, I totally created that. My inner intention, I have seen her, and I just love the beauty. I just love, I'm always thinking like, when she's sitting on that wire, what is she looking at? She's looking for food. What's the majority of her day in her little hummingbird mind, right? And I just watch her in awe. So my inner intention then, I was like, I want to give her something. I want to do something for her. So I was like, get the hummingbird water. I even made the action and went to the store and got her the water, but I couldn't find a container to hang where she could drink out of that I liked, which is kind of selfish now that I think about it, but that's like my inner intention. Then I brought it to the middle part by physical action, by going to get the stuff and bringing it to my house. And then the outer intention, the outside world, Mother Nature responds. And that bird coming and doing that for a long time, 3 to 4 minutes is a long time in the animal world, man. I was like, okay, the bird's probably like, bitch, hurry up, go get me my goddamn water. What's your problem? Like, feed me. Where's my food? Hurry up. So it was just, it's just such a nice, fun, light example. But I think it really is a good example of inner intention, putting physical action to something, and then how Mother Nature puts it actually all together and brings it to you. In my case, she brought that beautiful hummingbird right to me. And that was like, I try not to kill insects. I feed other birds, and this is something I do because it's life, and I enjoy doing it. So if I can keep something alive, I will keep it alive. Like, don't get it twisted. I mean, fruit flies, freaking can't stand them. I have a little trap thing to catch them. They're just so annoying. So I have like this balance. I'm not like this crazy, gotta save everything. Not like that. But anyways, it was a very cool example. And if you have any examples of like your inner realities that you made some sort of physical action, and then Mother Nature, Earth showed you like, thank you, or, just kind of showed you the path, comment and let me know, because it was such a cool experience. Love you guys.